Hi guys, welcome back to another cash stuffing. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. I am a self-published author who is on a mission to become debt-free and financially self-sufficient so I can be more intentional with my money. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so I know this is not normally how I start a cash stuffing, but I have to go to the bank. So I thought, what if I film getting ready and going to the bank as like a cheering me on kind of thing, plus to show how if you feel uncomfortable going to the bank to get money out, me too.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Okay, I am now finally ready to go. I don't want to do this. I'm anxious. But I'm gonna go get it over with. Let's go get this over with.
Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth.
I'm just gonna be transparent with you guys. This has been the messiest thing ever. First, I filmed the cash condensing, and then that was crap because I did everything off camera basically, so you couldn't see anything I was doing, so that was trashed footage. And then I filmed a cash stuffing earlier today because I was like, okay, that'll work instead. And then apparently somehow it stopped recording after 3 minutes, so I'm redoing the same cash stuffing. Had to go through and take all the cash out of the envelope. So dear God, let's hope that this works now. I'm so exhausted at this point. Okay, I don't even know what we're doing, but we're just going to do it. So here's the money we're cash stuffing today, and I will explain why today is a little bit different. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 ones. And we have 5, 10, 15, and 20. And then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 20, 40, 60. And then 50. And 100. Okay, so before we start cash stuffing, I want to explain real quick the difference with how I'm doing it today. So in the past, I've tried a couple of things. I've only been doing this since November, so I'm still fairly new to this whole thing. But I get paid twice a month, so I get paid, every 2 weeks. And at first, I was just budgeting and cash stuffing every 2 weeks. But then I saw other people who were doing it for the entire month, and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try budgeting for the entire month because I know what I'm going to get paid, so I can cash or budget in advance of that month. But that ended up being really stressful. So I made the budget and then I trashed it before the month even started because I was so stressed already, because I like to be able to check in with myself and reevaluate my finances every 2 weeks. Because, things pop up and things happen and you realize, oh, I actually need this or I don't need this or whatever. So not doing that anymore. And then I saw some people who do it every week, and that's just too much for me. But I think I found the sweet spot, which is in my budget binder, I have, let's see if I can find the right page so you guys don't see stuff you don't need to see. Okay, so I have in my different envelopes and stuff, I write down how much is left in the envelope that was unspent, and then I write down what I'm going to add to it. Then I have the weeks set up here so I can decide if I'm going to add $35, I break it up into pieces. So I'm going to do a budgeting every 2 weeks. So for those first 2 weeks though, instead of cash stuffing it all at once, I'm going to cash stuff it into two pieces. So I'll cash stuff one half the first time and one half the second time. So that is going to make the cash stuffing look a lot smaller when you guys see it on a video, but that's because it's for an entire pay period. If that makes any sense, I hope it makes sense. So yeah, so for all of my cash stuffing, I broke it up into two pieces. So half I'll be putting in this cash stuffing, and half you'll see in the next cash stuffing, which means this cash is not all going to get stuffed this first time around. I'm sure other people probably like take their money out every week to, like, they only take out the money they're going to use this week. But for this time, I did it all at once because I did my cash planning. This was what I was marking my page with. I did my cash planning all at one time. So that's just how I'm choosing to do it right now. Hopefully that kind of helps make sense of what my process is right now. I'm still new to this whole thing. I'm sure as I continue on this process, I'll get a little bit more comfortable and hopefully be able to share more of a streamlined approach that'll be helpful to you as a viewer. Let me make sure. Okay. I'm just paranoid that it's not filming because it wasn't filming before, so I keep checking. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with high priority sinking funds because I've realized that with my wallet and stuff, that whole thing with the savings challenges and everything, it's easier to do it last. So I'm gonna do that last. So we're gonna start with the high priority sinking funds. I finally got a binder for my high priority sinking funds, which is lovely. It's super nice. It has this big pocket on the inside and lots of little places to put things. It's super cute. I love it. So anyway, finally about time. So Beauty is getting $1. And I've said this in a previous video, but you know what? I'm working with a really, really small budget, and I know that a lot of people out there have really small budgets, or you're paying a lot towards debt, or your bills are really high, or whatever it is. And you might think, okay, I don't have very much money. It doesn't make sense for me to cash stuff right now. I'll start it later when I feel a little bit more financially secure. Don't wait. Do it now. If you can only put $1 in each envelope, put $1 in each envelope, because guess what? After a month, if you cash stuff every week, you're going to have $4 in that envelope. Or if you only cash stuff once a month, still, after a couple months, it does make a difference. And the more you do this, the more secure, like the more control you'll gain, which means that you will eventually have more money to cash stuff because you're being so much wiser with it, because it really makes you face your habits, which is, it's super powerful. So I highly recommend, even if you can only do $1, do $1. You can do it. This is me being your cheerleader. Business costs. So business costs is getting money, but I didn't take it out of the bank because it's online purchases I plan on making like this week, so I left it in the bank. So business startup is not getting anything right now. Groceries is not getting anything this week. I had money in here. I took it out of my wallet. I took it out of here and put it in my wallet already. So in the last video, they got lost in the void. I don't know. Home, I used to have a home decor and a household envelope, but I combined them because right now with having such a small budget, because it's a single person income and it's a small income, and I do have debt to pay off, it makes sense for me to simplify my envelopes as much as possible because I have such a limited income to put in these envelopes. It makes sense to have the least amount of envelopes possible so that I can not have to spread my income so thin and instead put it where it matters, if that makes sense. I said a lot, don't I? If that makes sense. Inventory is getting a 10. This is for things that I sell, whether that be I sell like signed copies of my books or whatever, or like even future products that I end up buying, I will eventually take out of this envelope. What else we got here? Kids, I have, hold on. I've mentioned this before, but my brother and sister-in-law are pregnant, and it's my very first, like, niece or nephew. It's a nephew. I'm so excited. So I have been saving up to buy him a gift because he's going to be joining the world this spring, and I get to go be there when he's born. I'm so excited. So I'm wanting to save up enough that I can buy this gift before he arrives. So we now have 50, 60, 70, 75. I will say though, filming this the second time is going a lot smoother. The first time was really messy, so maybe it was a God thing. I don't know. We're gonna put that positive spin on it because it makes me feel better. Miscellaneous is getting $1. This is an envelope that I would ideally like to stuff more in and more frequently, but we are where we are. And as I've said multiple times, I'm starting a small business, which all around is kind of about planning, but I'm starting with writing Bibles, which is basically just a planner for writers to keep track of like your characters and your world and all that kind of stuff. And I'm also doing a planner. So all those things kind of cost, like the items themselves to sell, the shipping materials to ship them with, things that you legally need in order to start a business, stuff like that. It all accumulates. So that's where the bulk of my money is going right now, which you gotta spend money to make money, right? So that's what I tell myself all the time. Office supplies. I used to have just a business envelope, but I realized that I have pretty much all of the business areas covered within these envelopes. So I felt like having a business envelope was very vague. So I thought, how about office supplies? Especially with like doing your taxes, it has to be in categories. So I'm like, this makes more sense because it kind of goes with the categories of my taxes too. So anyway, office supplies is going to be $1. And that's why I have so many ones, is because right now it's just what's affordable and makes sense. Pet care is not getting anything. Eventually I want to start getting Marshall, my Great Pyrenees, groomed. But alas, we are a ways away from that. Spending is not getting anything. Rewards. So I get a reward every time I finish and publish a book. Well, actually, every time I finish a draft of a book, and then when I publish it. So I get 2 rewards per book, which I think is fair because, you know, I wrote a book. Gosh, give me a break. But I bought myself a sweatshirt, and then I was going to buy myself a Taylor Swift album. I was going to buy Reputation when it re-released, which if you don't know that whole story about her re-releasing albums, you can Google it. I don't want to explain the whole thing. But she did not re-release Reputation yet. Instead, she released a brand new album, or announced one, so I pre-ordered it. So I did spend some of that money on that. But I have enough left in here to buy Reputation when she eventually does drop it, so that makes me happy. Maybe that'll be part of my reward for when I finish my next book. Yeah. Then we have shipping equipment, which is getting the 100 back here. So now we have 100, 200, 220. I also, at the back of my envelopes, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I put in this little tracker to, not to track necessarily for like keeping a balance of the envelope, but just so I can see which envelopes get used most often, like how much money really goes out of each envelope so that I can budget better. Because if I'm putting lots of money in an envelope that hardly ever gets touched versus an envelope that's constantly getting used, I feel like it makes more sense to put money in the envelope that's getting used all the time, if that makes sense. So there I go saying it again. I can make a drinking game out of it. And tax, I'm not putting anything in because I just did taxes, so I don't need it yet. And the nice thing about this too is it has 2 snap spots. So once your thing starts to get pretty full, you can put it in the second one, which is nice. So then we have low priority sinking funds. So Book Lover is getting $1. Book Lover is for me buying books for myself because I'm a pretty big reader. I read probably like 4 books a week, so. But I have Kindle Unlimited, so that's where I read for the most part. And then when I like a book, I've read it and I really enjoyed it, I buy it on paperback, and I have a bookshelf that I put them all on. And I reread a lot, so it's economically feasible. Don't argue with me. So now we have $7 in there. Okay, clothing is not getting anything. Desk and treadmill. Oh, this used to be a savings challenge, but I made it into an envelope because I had other savings challenges I wanted to do instead. So And as much as I really want a standing desk, like so badly, so badly. Actually, you know what? I think what I'm gonna do, because I know the total of these things, I think I might, oh, that's not the right one anyway. I think I might add a little savings challenge like tracker in here so that I can still track, there's enough in here, right? There we go. We'll use a miscellaneous one. I need to make some more. These are the aesthetic dollar ones, but I have some of my own too. I just need to make more of them. I could still like add it up and put it in here. So I think I'm going to do that real quick. So, because I have it written in the envelope how much it is, don't I? Oh, shoot, didn't I? I did. I'm pretty sure it's $500. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 times 6 is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30. So 500 divided by 30 equals, so each of these should be 16. So I have a pencil, there it is. Maybe I'd like for it to be an even number instead of using ones. Who am I kidding? I'm always going to need ones. So let's go ahead and make it 17 per little house, which means currently I have 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I kind of only have one. But then in the future, I can try and put in $17 every time. Or something that's, equivalent to $17, right? Wouldn't that make the most sense? Or should I do 20? I should just do 20. That would make more sense. Yeah, because 20 times 30 is more than I need, but that would help me pay for the treadmill too. So, okay, so that means I have currently one. I'm realizing after all this time that the best way to do savings challenges is not like, you can do them however you want to, but you're not necessarily supposed to like add up how much that thing is going to cost you and then divide it by like the months of the year or how long you want to have it done by. But this is how they are supposed to work, where you take however much you think that's going to cost and divide it by this many little blocks, and then that's how much each one will be worth, and then that's how far you are to getting it done. I don't know why that never made sense to me until now, but it didn't. Just didn't. And I will have to trim that down too, but I'm not going to do it right now because I don't care. Because that's just where we are. So then we have eating out, organize, or no, going out. I used to have, so this envelope, if you remember, used to have just names of a couple of my friends who live a ways away from me, and I changed it to going out because it's not necessarily specifically just for them, but more so when I hang out with friends in general or we go do something. This is the envelope that I would pull from. Okay, anyway. Organizing is getting $1. Which I don't have an aesthetic dollar envelope anymore, just because monetarily right now it doesn't make sense for me. So instead I just have organizing. So now we have 5, 6, 7. Lovely. Okay. Renovations is not getting anything. It will though. I don't know if I've said this before, or if you've watched my vlogs, you know this. I have a greenhouse on my porch, but it's plastic and it's trashed. So I'm wanting to save up to make one out of like plastic roofing and stuff and like make it solid, because our dogs are outside dogs, but I do much better mentally when I can be around them pretty consistently. So I like to work outside as often as possible. However, when the weather is super cold, I can't type because my fingers are too cold, or when it's super hot, I can't stand the heat. So this way, if I have a greenhouse, I can have my space heater on and the heat like stays within the space, or I can get a small air conditioner and it can stay cool in there and I can be with them at the same time. So I really want to stuff more in this envelope, but at the moment, it's just gonna have to wait. Self-care's for my hair, but I'm not stuffing it this week. Travel, I think I've said this before. My brother, him and his wife live quite a long ways away from us, so in order to go see them, I have to fly. So I'm saving up for new bags to travel with because mine desperately need to be upgraded. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100. We're getting close to being ready to buy them, and I'm very excited. I love organization stuff. Wedding. So this envelope is new. I forgot to change the hole punch thing again. And I hole punched it wrong, but that's fine. So wedding, I am not engaged. I'm not getting married anytime soon. I don't know when I will be getting married someday. But weddings are expensive regardless of whether or not I choose to have a wedding or I choose to elope. Either way, it's going to cost money. So I figure I'll start saving now so that, in however many years I meet the right man and do get married, I'm financially prepared for it. Although it's not high priority, so it's not getting stuffed right now. Okay. Next, holidays. So holidays, I reorganized so that they are no longer in order of date, but they're in order instead of priority, because since I can't stuff everything right now, that just is what makes the most sense. So Mother's Day is a high priority because it's coming up and I do have a mother. So that one is very important to me. Versus like Easter. Like I don't necessarily need to buy anything for Easter. I don't have children, so I'm not spending money on like Easter basket stuff. So yeah. Father's Day is getting $1. And then birthdays is getting $1. My brother just had a birthday, so I took money out of this envelope. And now I need to start saving up for the next birthday in the family. Okay. And then that's it. The rest of them are not getting stuffed right now because, yeah, budgeting. That's why. Because I'm being smart with my money, I hope. Okay. So let's do wallet. I don't think there's a ton to do in here. However, I did make some changes. So before, I used to have envelopes in my holiday sinking funds that was like fall, summer, spring, winter for like activities that pertained to those seasons. But then I changed it to just the seasons envelope. And then now I've actually combined it with family fun. Those two envelopes I combined together because whenever we do activities, like there's not a lot of activities that we necessarily do during a specific season that we would pay money for. And family fun we do all the time, like go to the movies or whatever. So I was like, why don't I combine those? Because it's basically activities. So I renamed it and made a new envelope, activities. Business costs. Eating out has a 5, which I shouldn't need more than that right at this moment. Gas, did I? Yeah, I have 1 in there. I have 2. Gifting, I renamed this one. It used to be kindness, and now it's gifting because because the thing I do most often in terms of this kind of thing is buy gifts for friends. Most of my friends don't live, like they live hours and hours and hours away from me. So I like to every once in a while just buy gifts for them randomly. So that's kind of why I changed it from kindness to gifts, because that's what I do the most with this money. Groceries. I already took this out of my sinking funds, so we're good there. Home also used to be household and home decor. I think I said this already, didn't I? I don't remember. It's been 2 videos today. But it's now combined into just home. And then kids for my nephew. Miscellaneous, office supplies, spending. And then this is money that's going back to the bank to pay myself back for online purchases. So I think we're all good on the wallet end of things. So now, last but not least, savings challenges. So, savings challenges. Goodness gracious, this is an exhausting experience sometimes. Okay, so these first couple ones, the 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s, is if they're, I'm being a lot more graceful with myself about it now instead of trying to be rigid, but at the end of every week, when I go to cash stuff again and I go through my wallet, I will decide if there are any bills in my wallet I don't think I need that I can go ahead and put in these savings challenges rather than keeping in my wallet. So I'm just going to do that at my own discretion as time goes by. Like this time I didn't find anything where I was like, yeah, that can come out because I kind of need all of that right now. But over time, when I have stuff like that I want to take out, I will just put it in these. Covers. Did I take it out? I did not. So I already cashed stuff, and apparently I forgot to take it out. But covers, so being an author, I do everything myself. I edit, I format, everything is on me. The one thing I pay for, though, to have somebody else do is make covers. So a cover is $200. So I added that up, or I divided it by the number of little icons, and then I color in each time. So I already put the 20 in here, so we have $4 colored in, because that's 4 little bits all done. Then we have office shelves, which I'm not saving for right now because it's very, very low priority. 1 month ahead is high priority, which I also redid. Oh gosh, it came out of my thing. I did redo the savings challenge thing. I added up all of my bills, divided it by these icons, and then decided that each icon was going to be $9. So that's how I determined that. And I forgot to take the money back out of these. So sorry, but you don't get to see me stuff these. But that's how I did that one. So I already fixed that one and added some money in there. This one is, I would like to eventually have all the Taylor Swift records on vinyl, but it's going to take a while. So I also want to get a hoodie for each album. But also that's going to be low priority for me right now. But eventually I will start saving for that too as a savings challenge. Yearly bills. Honestly, I probably should do a savings challenge for it instead of just, because I have like a page in my binder where I add up all my yearly bills and then I write down how much I'm going to save for it. But it never occurred to me to just make a savings challenge thing. I will do that later. I swear. And I'm not doing emergency fund this week either because it's unfortunately a low priority with my income being so small at the moment. But yeah. I'm so sorry that this has been a little bit messy and the lighting is gone because it's now late, even though the first time I filmed this, it was bright and beautiful outside. I hope you guys still managed to enjoy it, and I hope that it could inspire you, whether you have a small budget or a big budget. Just know that it doesn't have to be complicated. I feel like this is like the most in control that I felt. It has not felt stressful. I just feel like as I'm filming it, and putting it on the internet, I want it to be as perfect as I can for you guys, but it's not that I feel stressed about my own finances via doing this. This makes me feel better about my finances. So please don't feel discouraged by me being confused. Hopefully this cleared up some things for you and made it look doable, because it is. It really is, and it feels great. And you also don't need any of these things. As long as you have paper envelopes from the Dollar Tree, you're good to go. You can cash stuff. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have questions or suggestions, please leave them down below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you for sticking around through all this mess, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.